Hello world, Krista here from Books and Jams, and today I have a fun collaboration with...
Hi, I'm Lisa from BrandNewBookSmell.
And today we're going to be doing an awesome tag that we've created because we're super excited about the Beauty and the Beast movie that's coming out in March. So we have a Beauty and the Beast tag, and I don't think I've seen anybody doing a Beauty and the Beast tag on BookTube, so hopefully this is super original, and hopefully that you'll join along with us and do it as well.
Yay!
Alright, so how we did this tag is that we chose each of the different characters from the movie and a little bit about them, and then we picked a book or a character that would go along with it, just like most other tags that you've seen. The first one is Belle, and that is a book that takes you to another place. It sings more than this provincial life. So a book that kind of takes you away to a new place. So what did you say for that?
Well, I haven't finished this book yet, but I'm reading it right now, and it's amazing. So I have to share, and it's The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, and I am lost in this book. It's so good. I just can't even put it down, but it's like 600 pages, so I'm halfway through, but it's so good. I want to be there with the characters, so that takes me away to another place, for sure.
And I had lots of books I probably could have picked because I get sucked into the story of a book really easily. But I've been talking about this a lot lately on my channel, but The Night Circus from Erin Morgenstern, her world building, and the circus is almost its own character because it's just so beautifully written and you feel like you're right there seeing the sights and walking through the circus with the characters, and I love it.
That's a good one.
So that's that.
Yeah. The second character is, of course, the Beast, and we want you to name a book whose cover doesn't match the inside.
I picked A Monster Calls for this because just looking at the cover and even the inside a little bit, it seems like it's going to be a scary book, and I am not a fan of scary books or horror or anything like that. So I was a little hesitant to pick this up originally, but I think the Beast too is like rough around the edges,
yes,
but like really has a soft heart inside.
Yeah.
And this is exactly A Monster Calls. So if you've been a little wary of picking it up because you're like, I don't really feel like the darkness of the pictures and stuff doesn't fit maybe what you like.
Or the word monster.
Yeah. But really, this is a soft, squishy, cry your eyes out, get you in the feels book, and it's fantastic. You should read it.
Absolutely. My Beast book is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. So the book was fascinating to me because of the pictures, the cover with the girl like floating above the ground, and then leafing through it, the pictures were just also weird and strange, but I didn't find the book to be that. The movie, on the other hand, was that, but the book to me was not that. It wasn't anything weird. It was just a great story. So that was my Beast book.
Our next character is Maurice, who is Belle's father, and he's kind of the eccentric but lovable character. So for this, we'd like you to think of a book that might be outside of the norm of what you would read, so outside of your comfort zone, but you really ended up loving it. So for this, I chose a science fiction book, and I think you did too, a little bit, but I chose Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card. And I know there's a lot of people who are not a fan of Orson Scott Card, and I don't even know the drama around him, but when I started this book, I was reading it at Barnes & Noble, and I had to end up I just bought the little mass paperback because I started reading it and I just couldn't put it down. And it was so outside of the norm of what I normally read, but I really enjoyed Ender's Game. And I ended up reading through a couple more of the series. I don't think all of them, but I read through a few more as well because it was just fun at the time. At the moment, it hit the spot.
Yeah. Did you end up seeing the movie?
I did, and I hated it.
I hated it.
They cut out so much important stuff to make it fit the movie time, but yeah.
Yeah, definitely a good book, though.
Yeah.
My sci-fi book is Cinder, and actually all of the Lunar Chronicles. Just looking at the cover for this book, I'm like, no, not reading it. Like
I thought the same thing.
The electric, what is that? Just like her
cyborg leg.
Yeah. I'm like, there's no way I'm reading this, and if I do, I'm going to hate it. But I ended up loving this, not only this one, but the whole series. Like the entire series. Was probably my favorite series from last year that I read all of them. They're awesome. So that's my
It's a lot of fun.
Maurice, yeah, fun book. Okay, the next character is Mrs. Potts, a motherly character, even to other people's children. So for me, I picked Esme Cullen from the Twilight series. I know you hate
I
that
didn't read
series.
them. I didn't really read them, so I can't really say.
That's one of the series I'm mesmerized with, that I can read over and over and watch all of the movies whenever they're on. But so Esme is the mother of the vampire clan, and she ends up taking in Bella, who was a human in the beginning, and also the werewolves in the middle of the end of this. I know. Sorry.
Not my thing.
So she was a quiet, motherly character, and I just adore her. Really cute.
And we really can't go through a tag video without talking about Harry Potter. So Mrs. Weasley is my answer for Mrs. Potts' character. She, of course, takes Harry in as part of her family, and even Hermione and Fleur and others along the way. She mothers everybody that she comes in contact with, and she's fabulous.
She's the perfect motherly figure. Yes, absolutely.
We love Mrs. Weasley.
Yes.
Next is Chip, who is the adorable little teacup in the movie. And for this, we want you to come up with one of your favorite children's books. So just a book that really just makes you happy and brings back some fond memories. So what did you choose for this one?
Well, I actually have two, because I have a children's book that I just read recently and saw the movie and adore, which is the BFG. And I love Roald Dahl, and the movie was spectacular. It was just really so good. But if I had to pick a book from childhood, I just ordered this the other day because I remember reading it as a child, and it's called Tiki Tiki Tempo. Who's the author? I don't even know. Arlene Mosel, retold by her. And it's the best children's story. I absolutely love it. So look it up and read it. It's awesome.
I don't know if I've ever read that. I must have.
Here,
but...
you have to read it. It's so good.
My favorite children's book that I chose is Charlotte's Web by E.B. White. I loved this book. I think it was the first book that made me cry, so it's the first one that stands out, because books make me cry all the time now, but I think that was the first one that really touched me as a little kid, and I loved the friendship between Charlotte and Wilbur, and the little girl, which I don't remember what her name is. Fern, of course. Mm-hmm. So I just loved the friendship between the characters, and the annoying little rat character that was selfish and greedy. I just loved all the characters, and this book just makes me smile and happy, and
it's a good story. Yeah.
For Gaston, we want you to come up with a smarmy or arrogant character. So somebody that's kind of a villain, just really over the top with his arrogance.
Right. So for this one, I picked Draco Malfoy, another Harry Potter character. And honestly, I love Draco in the end, but throughout the whole beginning and middle of the story, he just seems so evil and wanting to get Harry in trouble and all of that. And his whole family were just no good. But yeah, that's my arrogant, and just felt like he could do anything coming from the family he was coming from. Yep. So
entitled. Yeah.
Draco.
I'm gonna pick an entitled character too, and I guess I'm going with Tom Buchanan from The Great Gatsby. It's been years and years since I've read this book, but I didn't really like any of the characters in The Great Gatsby. They all got on my nerves, but Tom is Daisy's husband, and he's just super wealthy and very entitled and arrogant and racist and misogynist and all of those horrible things that we hate in characters that Gaston really is as well. So I'm picking Tom Buchanan from The Great Gatsby. Not my favorite book and not my favorite character, but it's kind of the point, I guess.
Right. Lumiere, who is a Casanova and a smooth talker and swoon-worthy. So for that, I went with the original Romeo and Juliet. Romeo's quite the Casanova in this book, charming Juliet. And so I had to read this, I think it was 9th grade, and Shakespeare is just, for me, just, hard to get through. So I found these books. One of my kids had to read this last year, and it's a No Fear Shakespeare. Oh, cool. So on one side of the book, they're giving you the lines from Shakespeare, and on the other side, they're kind of like translating it, which is awesome. So now I can read this again this year and not be scared of it. No Fear Shakespeare.
And I picked George Wickham from Pride and Prejudice. Lumiere in Beauty and the Beast is not a villain. He's a good guy. Right. And we all know that Wickham is not a good guy. He's kind of a scumbag. But he is incredibly charming and a ladies' man, and all the girls kind of swoon over him. They do. So I chose George Wickham as my swoon-worthy kind of Casanova type character. So different endings, but one's good, one's not, but
Right.
still the same kind of characteristics about them.
Right. Awesome.
And then finally, our last question is Cogsworth. He is the clock, and he kind of keeps all of the servants in order. He's kind of the bossy one, runs the household. So we want you to think of a character that is bossy or takes charge, the voice of reason. And I chose for this Hermione from Harry Potter because... Come on.
Girls gotta take charge.
That's right. Hermione keeps Ron and Harry in school, really. They honestly probably would have failed out if it wasn't for Hermione. She kept them on task. She helped them with their homework. She helped them with spells. She was she was fantastic. She kept the threesome together in a lot of ways. Even though they had their ups and downs as friends, she really was a take charge, know-it-all, kept them together in a really positive way overall.
Yeah.
I love Hermione.
Me
Can
too.
you tell?
She's great. Another powerful girl figure is Katniss from the Hunger Games, which we were just watching last night.
Love
That's so
her.
funny. And so she felt, when she got called to, well, her sister was chosen to the games first, and then she said she was going to go in place of her sister. And from that point on, she was the strong character, keeping her family together and safe, even though she was doing this horrible thing on the side. So she did everything she could to keep her family safe and together. So Katniss Everdeen.
Yay, go girl power. All right, so that is all of the questions for this tag. Now we're going to tag a few people, and we hope that you do this as well.
Okay, I'm going to tag Julie from Pages and Pens, Ben from Ben Sanders, Allie from Allie Sugar, Vanessa from Paper Fairy, and Fada from A Book to Book.
And I'm going to tag Hope from Hope Ortigo, Katie from Life Between Words, Jenna from Jen the Librarian, Alana from Alana Reads, and Jordan from J Bookish. I will link all of those people down below, and hopefully we'll get in touch with you to let you know that we tagged you. But also, if you're watching this and you love Beauty and the Beast, and even if not, if you just want to have a fun tag to do as the movie is about to come out in a couple months, we would love for you to do this tag. Please let us know if you do it in the comments on either my channel or on a video that we're going to be filming next for Lisa's channel. Let us know that you've done the tag, and we would love to go and watch it on your channel. So thanks for watching, and we'll be talking to you soon.
Bye.